And stay away from drugs, other than pot.
Brother, this guy stinks!
The Doobie Doobie Pothead Stoner of the Year Award goes to
Dragon, you hoser, you better puff and pass.
You mind if I do it, Dragon?
Please go and get silly, bitches.
Happy spooky season, everybody. Thank you for hanging out here. I've been going through the motions of just fall festivities and trying to get the spirit of the season flowing in this house as much as I possibly can. My wife and I have taken the kids to do some fun things. I've been watching some horror movies. We've really been trying to just like lean into the fall aesthetic. It's our favorite time of year, fall into winter, where things are cooling off. The leaves are changing colors and the pot is smoldering in the bowl. How's it going, folks? I'm Dragon, GreatStonedDragon, if you're not the whole brevity thing. Emphasis on stoned, and we're going to dive right into fall today. I'm going to go over some of the things that we've been doing, some of the events that have been had, some of the movies that have been watched, just really try to help you feel that fall magic as well. First things first, we got our Halloween decorations out front in the yard before my birthday, which is at the end of September, which is a record for us. We were stoked to have had all the decorations put up. I'll put some of the stuff here so you can see some of the decorations that we have out. My wife does a great job of decorating the house. I put the inflatables up out in the yard, as well as, took care of the leaves, which, God, I hate leaves in my yard. Had to climb up on the roof and clear out all the gutters, which that's just a royal pain in the ass, but it's paying off big time with how just much spirit is in this house. I've realized, because in my later 20s, I started to get to that point where I was like, God, these holidays are just invented to make people spend money to generate tax revenue and keep our government afloat. This is bullshit. And then now that I'm married and we have kids, and I've realized that you can only experience the holiday magic if you let yourself experience the holiday magic. You got to lean in. You can't resist it, or you're going to deprive yourself of something that's fun to look forward to during the year. And Halloween has become one of my favorite things to look to. I feel like there's a lot of that, though. Spirit Halloweens are popping up everywhere. People are more into Halloween than they are Christmas, and all the Christians are getting all pissed off about that, which, whatever. I have been doing my best to lean in as much as possible. So when I am going to my wife, we're watching movies. We're trying to watch something on the scarier end of things, or something more horrific. And one of the more horrific movies that we've watched, I thought, was The Substance. I did not know what that movie was walking into it. It was cool at first because it's like, hey, this is a bunch of boobies. Like, what's not to like? But the more that movie carried on, the more you're like, oh my God, this is not that it's terrifying. It was more just, it was icky, dude. It was gross. There were certain parts of that movie that were just really, really hard to watch. And then the end of the movie feels like you're at a gore show. Just gore blood everywhere. So overall, I didn't necessarily like the movie, and I don't think I could recommend anybody purposefully go watch the movie. But if you do watch it, you might enjoy it. I mean, I enjoyed it for what it was, but it's not one I ever really intend to watch again. So if you've seen The Substance, let me know what you think of it down in the comments. I'd love to read the other people's opinions, because I know some people who absolutely adored that movie. I am not one of them. But we've been leaning in. We've been watching lots of good movies. We showed our kids The Mummy for the first time, which shout outs Brendan Fraser. He's amazing. I love him as Rick O'Connell. And Evelyn in that movie, Rachel Weisz, what a babe. She's great and just plays a really awesome role. So we watched that one together. We watched Hotel Transylvania, one of my more favorite Halloween themed children's movies. That one was a lot of fun. It's a great movie. Then we watched the second one, which I've heard people talk very highly of the second one. I didn't really care for it. It was not my cup of tea. And now the kids are like, God, we need to watch the third one. And I'm like, nah, I don't think we do. There's better movies to be watched. My wife and I had Hocus Pocus on the TV last night. We also had Halloween Town on. We sat down Saturday. We sat down Saturday with the kids. We went to our son's soccer game, and then we sat down with pumpkins and we carved pumpkins. And dude, mine turned out sick. My wife's is also, it's the best one out of the four of ours, but hers and mine both turned out perfect. The kids did a really good job as well. We had a lot of fun. I brought a TV outside where we were carving the pumpkins, and we put Halloween Town on while we were carving the pumpkins, and that was really great. We had a lot of fun. As you can see, my pot leaf pumpkin, just snazzy as hell. I saw that kind of like done on the internet somewhere a couple days ago, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna steal that idea and I'm gonna make one myself. And I'm so glad I did. Probably one of my favorite pumpkins I've done in the last handful of years. So that was a really good time. And my wife is so into Dia de los Muertos. That's her favorite holiday. So she did like a sugar skull to kind of commemorate that, and then she's about to put up the ofrenda, which that should be happening this week, so we can celebrate on November the 1st. And we're going to watch Coco, which if you've never seen that movie, it's phenomenal. It's just one of the best movies that Disney's put out, I'd say, in the last 20 years. It's great. The music is great. The visuals are beautiful. The story is sentimental and sweet. It's overall just a fantastic movie. I can't wait to watch it. Me, myself, I've been putting myself into a place where I need to just like make myself watch more horror movies. And I'm going back to some of the classics that I really enjoyed. I've watched the first 3 Friday the 13th because I'd never really seen them. I'd seen the first one, which it's weird how little Jason is in that movie. It's not, he's in there for 2 seconds. It's crazy. Friday the 13th 2 and 3 they were fun to watch for classic slasher flicks. I'm just more of a Halloween fan. Like Friday the 13th versus Halloween. I'm going Michael Myers all the way. So I watched Halloween 1, Halloween 2, Halloween H2O. Now I'm on Freddy versus Jason. I've been watching that one when I go to the gym and get on the elliptical so I can just have something to zone into. But the Halloween movies are always great. I really enjoyed watching through those. And then while I was getting tattooed at the beginning of October, it was actually October 3rd. Mean Girls Day is when I went in to get my Tris Marigold colored in. I was sitting there with my boy John, and we were just watching horror movies. I'd never seen Event Horizon, and he was like, "Sit down. I'm gonna hurt your arm while you watch Event Horizon with me." That one was really good. I enjoyed that one actually a lot. It felt like it inspired Dead Space to me. So that was a really interesting watch. And then since I was being tattooed, we're not going to stop just to change the movie. I think Peacock kicked us over to a M. Night Shyamalan movie called A Knock at the Cabin, I think is what it was called. That one was interesting. Batista being Batista. It's hard to take many movies that he does outside of Guardians of the Galaxy very seriously. But I enjoyed that movie for what it was. Oddly enough, the M. Night Shyamalan signature twist ending was not much of a twist ending whatsoever. We talked about what it was, and then I Googled it just to make sure that that's what it was, and that's in fact what it was. And it felt like the big twist ending is that it wasn't a twist at all. Like what? That's not The Village. Whatever. It was okay. Not the best, not the worst. And then my wife and I watched American Psycho for the first time. I'd never seen it with Christian Bale. And from the moment he stomps the dog to death in that movie, I was like, I hope somebody kills this guy. I hate him. I hate him very, very much. And the rest of the movie, I was just rooting for someone to kill him. I did not like that movie. American Psycho, I don't understand why people have it so highly acclaimed, because it was just not one that resonated with me. I'm not knocking anybody that likes the movie. I'm just saying for me personally, I didn't get it. I get that it's like, oh, you're in the mind of a psychopath. Cool. I live in that. So what's the draw? My wife also sat me down and made me watch Ghost with Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore. It was like we followed the substance up with Ghost because she was like, here, let's watch a really good Demi Moore and Patrick Swayze movie, because I'd never seen it before. And I really enjoyed that one. Tugs at the heartstrings, sentimental story. You got that, classic scene that everybody talks about because like Community makes reference to that, and Family Guy has referenced that. So many pop culture shows have referenced Ghost. R.I.P. Patrick Swayze. What a hunk, dude. He is just sculpted like a Greek god. And that movie was really, really interesting to me. I really hated Demi Moore's haircut in that one, but you know what? I can look past those types of things. I just wanted to call it out. That was the one thing about that movie that I did not care for. Everything else, spectacular. Great movie. What else have we done? We went to something called Pumpkins After Dark, which was really cool. We took the kids there. It's at an amusement park that's in a couple towns over. And it's a water park during summertime, and then they turned it into Pumpkins After Dark. I think this was the first time. I'd never seen it advertised before, but they have like 10,000 pumpkins that are now like spread out throughout this whole water park that you walk through, and they're all like hand carved. People come out and have hand carved all these pumpkins, and they're beautiful. So many cool things. We took lots of pictures, and I'm not going to put a whole lot of them in here because it's just a lot, but they were really cool. It was all just pumpkin this, pumpkin that. I had the best burrito I've ever had in my life at a food truck there. It helped that I had been starving all day and then finally got to eat it and was like, oh my God, this is fantastic. But yeah, it really was that good. I loved that burrito. And now I'm kind of craving Chipotle. So maybe I'll see if I can get that for lunch. Either way, it was super cool. There's this giant display of a big dragon out of a bunch of different pumpkins. They had all the different Chinese zodiacs. They had all the different, slasher flick characters. They had anime characters. They had a giant hippie van and like hippie gypsies dancing inside of some of the pumpkins. It was really spectacular. So that was one of the big highlights of things that we've done this fall season, carving our own pumpkins. I've been making lots of hot apple cider with those Raven's Nest mulling spices. Man, put a gallon of apple juice with a packet of those mulling spices in a crock pot and you leave it on high for like a couple hours. Ooh, you're in for a good time because that stuff slaps. Not to mention, I got a big bottle of Kraken Spice rum. Been pouring a little bit of that in there with the apple cider. Takes it to a whole nother level, man. One of my favorite things to do in the fall time is to pack a bowl, go for a walk, and see how all the leaves are changing colors. I don't know about you guys. The yellow leaves are probably my least favorite. I like the oranges and the reds and the purples that tend to come out. Those really pop for me. And it always brings me back to a really like just sentimental memory in my life, which was when my wife and I went to do our engagement photos. We got engaged in July. And then we went that October to get our engagement photos done up in the mountains. And look at these pictures. I mean, breathtaking. And I'm not talking about the leaves. I'm talking about my wife. Man, what a babe. She is so hot. It's insane. But also the leaves surrounding us. The aesthetic was great. The mountains, the Blue Ridge Parkway will steal your heart. It's my favorite mountain range, even though I'm biased because I live here, but it's the best and it's gorgeous. So going outside, getting a little high and just appreciating the leaves for what they are and how they're changing and how the world just seems to breathe and ebb and flow just like we do. Man, I love the fall. I love Halloween. One thing that we've been listening to a lot of has been the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown album. I don't know if you listen to the Charlie Brown music from the movies, but that jazz hits and it captures the season perfectly. Whether it's, Christmas time comes around, it's Merry Christmas Charlie Brown album all the way through. Man, it's so good. Now we got Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown bumping constantly. No. There's no time for K-pop Demon Hunters or whatever. It's time for Charlie Brown. And that's what we're doing. And it hits. We also watched one of my favorite movies to watch this time of year, Cabin in the Woods. If you've never seen Cabin in the Woods, it's a great movie. It kind of parodies or spoofs on a lot of typical comedy, horror tropes. It's a great movie. Couldn't recommend it enough. One of my favorites. I watched The Evil Dead for the first time. I'd never seen that. That was kind of gross, but at least I know where it all started because I'd seen Army of Darkness, but I'd never seen Evil Dead. So now that I know where all that's coming from, I get the appeal, but it wasn't a movie that was necessarily one I'm craving to watch again, but we did watch that. We also watched Scary Movie 5, which I'd always heard you stop after 2. 2's the best one. The rest of them kind of suck. My wife wanted to watch Scary Movie 5, so we watched Scary Movie 5, and it was enjoyable for what it was. I had a good time with that movie. One of my favorite Halloween comedy parody movies is A Haunted House. I don't know if you've ever seen that one. That one is hilarious. Shout outs to Ray, my man. So we watched that one early on. That one was a lot of fun. We also watched on Netflix, I think it was like the girl in Cabin 10, the woman in Cabin 10 on Netflix. It's Keira Knightley's the lead role in that. That was a pretty interesting, like little thriller, psychological thriller movie that we watched. That one kind of stuck out to me as being one that I enjoyed. And now we're kind of winding things down with, I said I'm watching Freddy vs. Jason while I'm at the gym. And then when I'm home with my wife, we've just recently started over Stranger Things because Stranger Things feels like kind of Halloween-y. Moving into season 1 because we're getting ready. Stranger Things season 5 comes out next month, so we got to get ready for that. So we've been trying to stay on theme with Stranger Things now, and that's been a lot of fun too. So overall, the fall aesthetic is here. I was gonna play through some horror games where I could, and I didn't. I ended up playing through the Outer Worlds, which I've done a review for that, and that one's, it's good. It's good for what it is. So overall, it's been a really fun holiday. We've been getting these Whole House cookie dough packs that are pumpkin spice. I've been making a lot of those. The kids really love that. I made my cracked chicken soup in the crock pot. Man, that stuff slaps too. So we've been doing a lot of in-home cooking, a lot of baking, a lot of cider making, movie watching, pumpkin carving. We did our trunk or treat, by the way. I can't believe I haven't gotten into what we're going as for for Halloween, my wife went to thrift stores and picked out all the different parts for my Shrek costume. And she painted my face for me. We got the ears. I am Shrek. She is the lovely Princess Fiona. Our daughter decided to go as an inflatable donkey costume so she could be Donkey. And our son, who we desperately wanted to be Puss in Boots, because he would have been a great Puss in Boots, was too cool for that and wanted to be Zenitsu from Demon Slayer and really just throw a whole wrench in our family-themed Halloween. But you know what? That's little kids. That's what they do, and that's okay. Because overall, we still had a great time. We had our trunk or treat that we participated in yesterday, and I bought something because the year before, my wife has really gone all out to like put a lot of effort into our trunk for trunk or treat. This year, I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm just gonna pay for an inflatable to attach to our trunk, and that'll just be it. And that's what we did, and it worked out great. Man, did it save us a lot of trouble. Quick cleanup, easy peasy. We looked great. We had the whole theme. Everybody was stoked about it. So yeah, there's some pictures so you can see what it was all like. We had a great time. So as I make this video, it's October 27th. My goal is to watch The Crow. I watch The Crow once every October because it's one of my favorites. It's cheesy, it's kitschy, but R.I.P. Brandon Lee. The Crow is the best. It can't rain all the time. I think there's probably some other movies that I would like to watch before the season's over, but I doubt I'm going to get to many more just because Halloween's on Friday and it's Monday. But hey, maybe I can squeeze out a few. Coco on November the 1st. November the 5th is V for Vendetta Day. I got to watch V for Vendetta on November the 5th. Remember the 5th of November. The Gunpowder Treason and Plot. Then on November the 7th, there's a horror movie coming, or like a thriller horror movie coming out with Robert Pattinson and I think Jennifer Lawrence that my wife really wants to see, called Die, My Love. I think it's about postpartum anxiety, postpartum depression, something like that. So we have that on the books to go see that. She's super excited. She's been waiting for that movie to come out for months. So that's going to be really fun. Kicking off or wrapping up October, moving into November, just in style. We got things to look forward to. And that's the best way to live life, I think, is like, hey, you know what? We have shit we have to deal with, shit we have to go through. We have some shit we have to go through this week and next week that I'm dreading terribly. But I know that after those things, we have a lot to look forward to. And that's the carrot in front of the horse. I hope you have some things like that in your life. I hope you have loved ones that are pouring into you and loved ones that you can pour into, and that you're just, living that good life and taking care of those around you while also taking care of yourselves. Put up your boundaries, honor your boundaries, speak your truth, stay true to yourself, but also give and receive love. It's important to give it, but it's also important to receive it. I deprive myself of receiving all the love that's around me a lot of the time, and that's just doing a disservice to myself and to those who are trying to love me. So just know I love you. There's a lot of love to be shared, and love is what makes the world go round. So I hope you're able to find it if you don't have any right now. And if you have some, make sure you just cherish it and take good care of it. Take good care of yourselves as well. I hope you have a happy Halloween, a happy October, however you choose to celebrate. Happy Dia de los Muertos or whatever. So yeah, it's going to be a really cool time. If you have Halloween traditions or Halloween movies or Halloween whatever you'd like to share with me, I'd love to read about it. Let me know in the comments or join the Discord. I got my link tree in the description, so you can find a link to our Discord there. I'd love to hear what you're watching, what you're drinking, what you're smoking, what you're doing, whatever else you got going on for Halloween. Maybe we could collaborate on traditions and see some traditions get spread far and wide. But I'm going to get out of here and go smoke some pot about it and check out some other stuff, make some more videos. So hopefully I'll see you there. Make sure you subscribe so you know when they come out. Thumb up this video if you enjoyed it, and happy Halloween, everybody.